Keith's an amazing guy.
What is up? It is Red, the Rideshare Ginger, coming right back at you. Hair is a fucking mess, but whatever. Checking in from last week. We're on to a new week now, but I didn't do the follow-up to what I did last week. And I did Wednesday, Thursday last week, 2 days, 12 hours. So the second week of going back to work. And if you've kind of missed my return to work plan, it was week 1 day of 16 to 20 hours. Week 2 days of 24 hours. Week 3, 2 days, 12 hours each, 24 hours total. Week 3 is going to be this week. It's 3 days, 10 hours. And then week 4, I'm going to go out 1 day, probably do 12 to 16 hours, and then kind of see what I need to do the rest of the week from there. Hopefully get it done in 2 to 2.5 days, but we'll see how that goes. The goal was to be close to the $500 range. I wasn't sure if it was going to be quite possible doing 24 hours. I've noticed I'm going to be probably about $20 to $25 an hour relatively consistently. And that's right where I ended up for the week. It was basically just under 24 hours because the first day I did exactly my 12 hours, and then I was home about 30 minutes before the 12 hours the second day. And this is door to door. So I'm traveling from Rockford out to the burbs to work. So most times going 30 to 45 minutes before I do my first Uber trip or my first shop. So I'm talking 12 hours door to door. So I did about 23 and a half hours. It was realistically right about 20 hours of real work. And I did $418 and some change. So call it $420. At 20 hours is about $20 an hour. At the 23 and a half hours, it's more like $18 an hour. So it's all dependent on how you want to look at it. Most people aren't traveling as far as I am to start their days. So I feel like looking at door to door isn't that useful for a lot of people. So real work time is about 20 hours. That's more useful because you're not going to be traveling as far to start your day as I am. At least most people aren't. Overall, I just got to figure out a good strategy. I'm still not really looking to keep having a ton of people in my car. I think I did something like 6 trips in total between the 2 days on Uber. Still haven't done a single Lyft trip. And the reason for that is I'm targeting the long pickup fees on Uber. It's going good for me. I like the fact that it's guaranteed money before I get there. And I'm traveling 20 minutes to pick them up, but the long pickup fees are paying pretty decent. So Uber's been going decent for me with where I'm working, but Instacart and Shipt, I just got to nail down the strategy. I don't know. I didn't do Instacart and Shipt before the pandemic hit, so I mainly used to doing it during the pandemic. And when I was doing it March and April, it was on fucking fire. It was insane. And you couldn't do anything wrong, really. Now I got to develop a legit strategy, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. And part of my issue is I just don't like mentally think about it as I'm going through the orders that, Shipt doesn't have the tip included and Instacart does. And so I'll see a nice $20 Instacart order and I'll pass up, a $14 or $15 Shipt order, when that Shipt order probably more often than not is going to end up being $25 to $30 because it's going to be a $10, $15, $20 tip. And I just got to get in a better habit of paying attention to Shipt and realizing the tips aren't included and then going after more of those orders. But overall, it wasn't a bad second week back. Still trying to get in the groove of things, but it's going decent. Had one shopping issue where I had 2 cases of water under the damn cart. It fell off once, tossed it back on, fell off a second time. This is in the parking lot. And the pack bursted open and one of the waters broke. So I had to run back inside real quick, grab another case of water, and then get that dropped off. But it was $4 and I can use the case of water, so it's not a big deal. But sometimes you gotta do things like that and just kind of keep everyone happy. And I mean, what's $4? I don't know. I mean, it could have saved me a tip. I didn't get a tip on it, but it could have, netted me a $10 tip to where, delivering the water as is, if it was broken and one was broke open, like there's no way I'm getting any type of tip. And I'm probably getting some sort of report. So much easier. Run back inside, go get the case of water and call it a day. And it's water I can use anyways. So it's not really that big a deal. But this week we are doing, like I said, 3 days, 10 hours each. And I'm going to do Wednesday, Thursday, and I believe Sunday. I might do Saturday, but I think I'm going to do Sunday. So we'll try those 3 days, see how those go, get a weekend shopping day in, see how that is. Should be decent, but who knows. And I might start doing some work out here in the Rockford area. There's Instacart, there's Ship out here. There are some good orders that I see, so I might try to tackle some of those. We'll see. It's not really necessarily what I'm planning on to start with, but they're interesting me. I just don't want to devote a whole day to being out here if the orders aren't really there. And like, it's a lot of longer deliveries is what you're looking at too, so it might not be great. But so I'm going to take a look at. The goal is in those 3 days to do at least $600. Should keep me on pace for what I'm looking to make every week, at least close to it. I mean, ideally, in 30 hours, I would hope to do $25 an hour and, get closer to that $700, $800 mark, but I'm not going to bank on necessarily doing that. So we'll hope for the 600, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. And let me know if you guys have any questions, and let me know what's working for you guys out there. Thanks for watching.